I can't put the heating on because it costs too much money. What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. And of course it was revealed within the last month that we will be billions of pounds better off and have much lower energy bills if we had invested in renewable energy when we could have done. And so what we've done today, well, Rishi Sunak, the new Prime Minister, has announced that he's going to buy lots of shale gas from America via the process of fracking. So on one hand, that makes me very happy because we're not having any fracking in this country, which if you follow me on Twitter know that all I do is basically take the piss out of grifters all day long, and many of them are paid by Tufton Street, who really promoted fracking and almost had it back in the Liz Truss 45-day government that she had, and then it was thrown out when she basically fucked everything up and had to fuck off. Yes, so that's good that we don't have it here, but it does mean that areas of America are going to be destroyed for our benefit. So, you know, ups and downs, ups and downs. You know, we're still not investing in as much renewables as we should. And as Boris Johnson pointed out, and he very rarely actually says anything that's true, but this is one thing that he did say was true. We could provide the entire country with enough energy from just wind power, let alone all the other stuff. And have we done anything about it? Not really, no. Are we going to do anything about it? Well, we could buy oil and gas off of America, I suppose. He's done that during COP27, a meeting about climate change. He's thought, well, we could do something about it. I will say I'm going to do something about it, but at the same time, I'm going to sign this thing that says we'll pay a lot of money for something that isn't exactly environmentally friendly. It never ends, does it? I mean, that's the first of many hypocrisies associated with the COP27 climate change meeting, which is happening in Egypt right now. I've been following this quite a lot. Greta Thunberg says that basically it is a greenwashing event, and what Rishi has just done proves that already. So we've got Rishi's hypocrisy there at a climate change summit, but also we have the hypocrisy from propagandists, from grifters, from gammon. They're the same thing. They're two cheeks of the same arse, basically. And this is a time of year where they all come out, and as all the politicians fly off to a climate summit, far ends of the earth, these climate change deniers suddenly get concerned about private jet fumes contributing to a thing they don't even believe in. I find it remarkable just how many gammon / climate change deniers suddenly believe in climate change when there's a climate change activist to mock or a politician to mock. And then straight after doing that, they go back to denying that climate change is a thing and expect all of their followers just to ignore the fact that they suddenly believed in a thing to make a point. And rather depressingly, they do just that. Now, currently, all UK media outlets, whether we like it or not, are focusing on immigration because there's an issue where loads of migrants are coming to Britain on dinghies, usually travelling from France over the water over here. And sometimes the people are focusing on that in the news because of various policy failures and how we've brought ourselves to this situation right here. But normally, quite a lot of media outlets are pro-Tory, pro-Conservative in this country. So they're using the climate problem as a distraction from the problems that they've caused and hopefully somehow blaming the left for all of these problems, despite the left not being in power for over a decade. It's always someone else's fault for the thing that you have caused, basically, if you're a Conservative. And the more extreme politicians and commentators are calling the latest migrant news an invasion. And a lot of people have pointed out this is far-right language. She's using this extreme language to basically appeal to the most bigoted people in our society and keep all of the racist people on board with her agenda. And that has resulted in someone, using violence against immigrants, or at least attempting to. I've seen Paul Joseph Watson, Darren Grimes and all the other grifters and their friends doing their best Katie Hopkins impressions, which results in scenes like this. Yes, her name is Suella Braverman, our Home Secretary. She's here to stop the invasion. Now, Tories could have stopped it any time over the last 12 years they've been in power, but they didn't. Instead, it's got worse. But, they're the ones to fix the problem they created, the thing they have done nothing about for over a decade. They're the ones to fix it. Well, I have a message to climate change deniers and or gammon scarers across this country. In the future, climate refugees will invade Britain. By helping other countries transition to net zero, we can lessen the refugee impact immediately. Being anti-net zero makes you worse than all the Albanian people smugglers put together. You're worse than all of those people combined. Paying reparations, as they're known, to poorer countries due to the climate disasters that we've helped create in the West is an easy win for grifters, because they simply need to focus on the xenophobia of their fan base to shut down debate about reparations. You know, they can say stuff like, well, if Pakistan can afford nuclear weapons, then they can afford not to take reparations from us, whilst ignoring the bigger picture, climate change, whilst also simplifying this bigger picture to justify their bigotry. The thing is, if Pakistan continues to flood at the rate it is at the moment, then no amount of xenophobia and hate speech will stop millions of refugees coming from Pakistan being displaced and coming to places like the UK. I reiterate, you people are literally making the likelihood of having a mosque built next to your house more likely day by day when you keep repeating the shit the propagandists say. Don't get me wrong, that situation will be hilarious to see when it does happen to you, but the lack of food and drinking water caused by climate change, plus millions of people coming into our country at the same time, does make that joy disappear from my face rather quickly, I'd imagine. Now, I've made 5 videos about climate change over the last year, which are all on my channel, ready to watch right now. I'll give you a quick rundown of all of them. There's a video made on the hottest day of the year, this summer just gone, where it was 41 degrees outside, I think it was from memory, and I had to close all the windows and the doors and the curtains in the house to record a video without my neighbours thinking that I'm some kind of maniac shouting at myself, which made it even hotter in the house. And I basically explained why grifters somehow are able to try and, well, they give it a go to try and sort of dismiss any problems with the weather being the hottest on record. There's a video that addresses the question, why do elderly politicians fly to the COP meetings rather than swim the entire ocean to get there? There's a large video, my magnum opus, something I'm very proud of, but does require more views. A video which is always relevant about how XR, Extinction Rebellion, Insulate Britain and Just Stop Oil can succeed in their protests via me showing successful protests from yesteryear that actually did affect change for the better. I'm thinking most of us agree that stopping traffic achieves very little. It doesn't have a lot of success so far. So I've come up with 10 ways to combat climate change, which are different than what you've seen over recent months and will work, I promise you. And I'm very pleased on that basis to show you that Dutch protesters in the Netherlands have implemented one of the suggestions, sort of half of one of my suggestions, of how to protest. Here they are cycling away from police whilst trying to stop private jets from taking off from an airport, right? And this has the result of the things that I mentioned in my 10 ways to combat climate change. They have to engage the public, be entertaining and just be fun to do at the same time. And that makes a very eye-catching way to demonstrate and raise awareness. And that's exactly what's done here in this hilarious video that you can see. So well done to those guys. If you don't want to watch the whole 75-minute video, which I think a lot of people have decided to do, luckily I've created 2 highlight packages for you in these 2 videos. Here I have a couple of 10-minute videos about the 10 ways to combat climate change, and also just focusing in on sort of the what, whys, wheres and hows of protesters, and sort of combating all of the hate that goes towards them, just trying to sort of help them out a bit there in the video you can see on the screen now. So all of those are available now. 3 of them will be flashing up on your screen right now, plus a link to my Patreon, which has also got a link to my PayPal. So if you've enjoyed this and you want to donate any money, please do. Otherwise, enjoy the climate videos, and I'll see you next time.